रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद वहाज़ा मअ इतिराफ़ी बिअन्नल बदीअ रहिमहुल्लाहु तआला सब्बाक़ु गायातिन व साहिबु आयातिन व अन्नल मुतसद्दिय बअदहु लिइंशाइ मक़ामा वलौ ऊतिय बलागत क़ुदामा ला यग़तरिफ़ु इल्ला मिन फ़ुज़ालतिही वला यसरी ज़ालिकल मसरा इल्ला बिदलालतिही. And this is with my admission that Badi rahimahullah is the one who rushes ahead to the finishing line, and he is a man of miracles, and that whoever prepares himself after him to author one maqama, even if he is given the balaghat and eloquence of Qudama ibn Maz'un, he will not scoop except from the leftover of Badi'uz Zaman, and he will not walk along that route except by the guidance of Badi'uz Zaman. Walillahi darrul qa'ili, and to Allah belongs the beauty of the one who said, فَلَوْ قَبْلَ مَبْكَاهَا بَكَيْتُ صَبَابَةً بِسُعْدَى شَفَيْتُ النَّفْسَ قَبْلَ التَّنَدُّمِ ولكن بكت قبلي فهيج لي البكاء بكاها فقلت الفضل للمتقدم. So if before her crying I had cried due to my intense love for Su'da, I would have healed myself before regretting. However, she cried before me, so her crying urged me to cry, and I said, the fazilat and virtue belongs to the one who goes first, who goes ahead. फिर से सुन लो, और ये सब कुछ मेरी इस इकरार के साथ है कि बदीउज़ ज़मान रहिमहुल्लाह इन मुंतहा और फिनिशिंग लाइन तक सबकत करने वाले हैं और बड़ी बड़ी निशानियों वाले हैं, और ये कि जो कोई भी आपके बाद तैयार हो एक मकामा लिखने के लिए, अगरचे उसको खुदामा इब्न मज़ून की बलागत दे दी जाए, वो चिल्लू नहीं भरेगा मगर उन्हीं के बचे हुए से, और इस रास्ते पर नहीं चलेगा मगर उन्हीं की रहबरी से, और अल्लाह ही के लिए इस कहने वाले की खूबी है जिसने कहा, बस अगर उसके रोने से पहले मैं रो पड़ता सौदा के इश्क में तो मैं अपने आप को शिफा दे देता शर्मिंदा होने से पहले, पशेमान होने और अफसोस करने से पहले, लेकिन वो रो पड़ी मुझसे पहले, तो उसके रोने ने मेरे लिए रोने को भड़काया, तो मैंने कहा फजीलत तो आगे बढ़ने वाले के लिए है. We are reading Maqamaat lesson number 10, and in the previous lesson Hazrat Musannif Rahmatullahi alayhi mentioned that whatever you read in this Maqamaat is my own work, and I did not use anybody's work except for 2 ash'ar which I mentioned in Maqama Hulwaniya, another 2 in Maqama Karajiya. Apart from these 4 couplets, everything else is mine. Now he is saying, Wahaza, I have said this, yes, but at the same time, I admit that Badi'uz Zaman is the one who rushes ahead towards the finishing line. Al-Badi' i'tarafa ya'tarifu i'tirafan के माना इकरार करना. तो I admit और मैं इकरार करता हूँ बिअन्नल बदी, बदी से मुराद यहाँ कौन? अल्लामा बदीउज़्ज़मान हमज़ानी, the author of Maqamaat Badi'i, रहमतुल्लाहि अलैह, इस सब्बाक़ु गायात, सबक़ यस्बिक़ु सबक़न के माना दौड़ में आगे निकल जाना, to rush ahead in the race. आलू या अबाना इन्ना ज़हबना नस्तबिक़ु व तरक़ना यूसुफ़ इंद मताइना. तो नस्तबिक़ु means we went for a race. So to race. So and ghayat is plural of ghayatun. Ghayatun means muntaha, finishing line. So he is the outrunner of goals, the foremost reacher of winning posts. He rushes ahead and wins and gets to the post and finishing line first. And he is sahibu ayat. Ayat, plural of ayatun. Ayatun means nishani, mu'jiza, miracle. He's a man of miracles. He's an amazing person. And his maqamat are ajib. And وَأَنَّ الْمُتَصَدِّي بَعْدَهُ. Tasadda ya tasadda, tasaddiyan ke maana khada hona, tayyar hona, to prepare. And whoever prepares and attempts after him, لِإِنشَاءِ مَقَامَ, to write one maqama. Insha, mazmun nigari, to write an article, to write an author one maqama. Walau utiya balagada qudama. Walau is for wasliya. Even if he was given. Utiya from ata, yuti, ita, and to give. Even if he is gifted with the balagat of Qudama. Qudama is the name of a person. Abul Faraj Qudama ibn Maz'un. He was a celebrated scribe of Baghdad. He was well known for his eloquence and purity of style. A beautiful writer, famous writer. So even if he was given the balagat and eloquence of Qudama ibn Maz'un, the great scribe and writer, لا يغترف. لا يغترف is khabar of anna. Anna al-mutasaddi la yaghtarifu. The one who attempts to write a maqama will not scoop except from his leftover. اغترف يغترف إلا من اغترف غرفة بيده. चिल्लू भरना दोनों हाथ से, इसको कहते हैं इग़्तरफ़ा. गुरफा मीन दोनों हाथ में जितना पानी आए उसको गुरफा कहते हैं. तो ला यग़्तरिफ़ु, he will not scoop water इल्ला मिन फुदालतिही, except from his leftover. फुदाला, फुदील यफ़ज़लु फ़ज़लन means to be additional, extra, and it means over here leftover. He will not scoop from what except from what is left over by Qudama ibn Maz'un. وَلَا يَسْرِي ذَلِكَ الْمَسْرَى إِلَّا بِدَلَالَتِهِ. And he will not walk on that route except by except by Badi'u's guidance. Sara yasri suran literally means to travel by night. Subhanalladhi asra bi abdihi. Asra yusri bi fulanin means to take someone by night. Over here, by traveling by night, he means mutlaq traveling. And whether it is by night or day. Asal mein they used to travel mostly by night because night is cool and day is hot. So they would get to some shade during the day and rest under the shade of the tree throughout the day. And then when things cool down, that's when they would start traveling again. So most of their travel was by night. That's why he used the word la yasri. He will not travel ذَلِكَ الْمَسْرَى. Masra is ismi zarf. Masra means maslak, road. He will not travel on that route and that road of writing maqamat illa bidalalatihi. Dalla yadullu dalalatan means rehnumai karna. Man dalla ala khairin falahu mithlu ajri fa'ilihi. He will not go on that route except by his dalalat and his guidance and his rehnumai. Walillahi darrul qail. To Allah belongs the beauty of the one who said. Darrun is asal mein is used. Darrun's literal meaning is milk. Darratin naqatu means the camel gave lots of milk. And milk was something taken as really good by the Arabs. Because as the hadith said, when you drink milk, say Allahumma barik lana fihi wa zidna minhu. But if you eat other food, you say Allahumma at'imna, Allahumma barik lana fihi wa at'imna khayran minhu. And he mentioned the reason because there is nothing which can quench the thirst and fill the stomach both except milk. Water will quench the thirst but will not fill the belly. And roti bread will fill the belly but it won't quench the thirst. But milk, it'll get rid of the thirst as well, and it will give you the vitamin and protein and nourishment and fill your stomach as well. Sometimes during the journeys, traveling, they used to just milk the camel and drink the milk, and that was their food for many days. This is why they used to say milk is full of good and richness. So if they wanted to relate the goodness of someone to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they wouldn't say walillahi khairul qail. They would say walillahi darrul qail. To Allah belongs the beauty and the good of the person who said this statement. Meaning, Allah is his creator, Allah gave him that brain, and Allah gave him that eloquence and that language by which he said these couplets. So to Allah belongs the good of the one who made this statement. فَلَوْ قَبْلَ مَبْكَاهَا بَكَيْتُ صَبَابَةً. These two couplets belong to a shair called Adi ibn Riqa, and he is lamenting and wailing over his separation from his Mahbuba, whose name is Su'da. What happened is he saw a bird, a turtle dove, which was sitting on a tree in front of his house, and it was crying and weeping, like birds sometimes cry as well. So he heard the chirping and his wailing and his tears. He saw the tears. So he also started crying. And he said these couplets, وَمِمَّا شَجَانِي أَنَّنِي كُنْتُ نَائِمًا. What grieved me was the fact that I was sleeping. أُعَلِّلُ مِنْ فَرْطِ الْكَرَى بِالتَّنَسُّمِ. I was busying myself due to the excessive sleep, overpowering of sleep by just breathing in some nasim and cool air. إلى أن دعت ورقاء في غصن أيكة, until Warqa, the dove, called on the branch of a large tree. تردد مبكاها بحسن الترنم. She was following her crying with beautiful chirping. And then he said these said, فَلَوْ قَبْلَ مَبْكَاهَا بَكَيْتُ صَبَابَةً. So if before her crying I had cried due to my love. فَلَوْ قَبْلَ مَبْكَاهَا. Mabkaha is referring to the dove, that bird who was crying. And bakaitu sababatan, if before her crying. Mabkaha is masdar mimi. What is it? Masdar mimi. فَلَوْ قَبْلَ بُكَائِهَا. It means masdar. Before her crying, I had cried sababatan. Sababatan, sabba yasubbu sabban, literally means to pour. Like you pour water from the jug in the glass is called sabba, or the drink from the bottle and the can to the glass. So sabba means to pour, and then it's used for ishq, because the ashiq pours himself over the mashuk, is completely infatuated and in love with the mashuk. That's why ishq is called sababa. And an ashiq is called sabbun, which is sifati mushabbaha. Sab. يحسب الصب أن الحب منكتم ما بين منسجم منه ومنسحم is in قصيدة بردة ومضطرم. So if I had cried before her crying due to my intense love and ishq for Su'da. Su'da is the name of his mahbuba. شفيت النفس قبل التندم. I would have given shifa to my nafs before regretting. Shafa yashfi shifaan, to heal. I would have healed myself. قبل التندم. ندم يندم nadamatan means पशेमान होना, अफसोस करना. तनद्दुम means regretting, अफसोस. ولكن بقت قبلي. However, Sauda cried before me. She cried before me. فهيج لي البكاء بكاؤها. Okay, first buka is maf'ul and second buka is fa'il. But because of wazn share, Hamza has been omitted. That's why the Arab is hidden, invisible. Do you get it? Hayyaja liyal bukaa bukauha. So her crying, urged me to cry, instigated me to cry. Hayyaja yuhayyu tahyijan means bhadkana, to instigate. And her crying urged me and burst me into tears. I also burst into tears when I saw her crying. فَقُلْتُ, and I said to her, Al-fadlu lil-mutaqaddimi, fazilat is for the one who goes ahead. The main intention over here is just these last two words. Al-fadlu lil-mutaqaddim. Fazilat and excellence and virtue goes to the one who is mutaqaddim. Taqaddama yataqaddamu taqadduman means aage badhna, to rush ahead. The one who goes ahead has the fazilat. And who's gone ahead in writing maqamat? Hariri or Badi'? Badi'. So Badi' has the fazilat. He is the first, he wrote this, so all fazilat belongs to him. Now remember, Abu Muhammad al-Hariri rahmatullah alayhi is doing tawazu over here. He is being humble. Otherwise, his maqamat are far better and greater than the maqamat of Badi'uz Zaman. But this was the humility of ulama. They consider themselves to be nothing. I am nothing. I'm just a follower of him. I'm just copying him. If he was us, we would say, I am something. But they never said, I am something. They would say, I am nothing. So this is his humility and tawazu. Even though he's only an adib, he's not muhaddis, mufassir, faqih or anything. But the adibs were also this much humble and they had this humility in them. وأرجو ألا أكون في هذا الهذر الذي أوردته والمورد الذي توردته كالباحث عن حتفه بظلفه والجادع مارن أنفه بكفه. And I am hoping that I will not be in this bakwas that I have brought and in this ghat and bank which I have arrived, like the person who searches, like the one who searches for his death by his hoof, and the one who cuts off the soft part of his nose with his own hands. فَأُلْحَقَ بِالْأَخْسَرِينَ أَعْمَالًا, for then I would be joined with those who are the greatest losers in deeds. الَّذِينَ ضَلَّ سَعْيُهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, whose efforts in this worldly life went to waste. وَهُمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ يُحْسِنُونَ صُنْعًا, whilst they are thinking that they are doing good. وَأَرْجُو raja yarju, raja'an means to hope. उम्मीद करता हूँ. Allah akuna, I will not be fi hadal hazar. Hazar means bakwas. क्या तर्जमा किया था उधर फजूल हजर में? हमने हजर का तर्जमा useless talk. I will not be in this useless conversation and bekar bakwas alladhi awradtuhu, which I have brought. Awrada yuridu iradan means to bring lana, and warada yuridu wurudan means to come. So I have brought this bakwas. I will not be in this bakwas. Wal mawrid alladhi tawarradtuhu. Mawrid, ghat, pani peene ki ghat, the river bank where people come to drink water, take water, wash themselves, bathe, bring their animals, cattle to drink. So I am hoping that I will not be in this bakwas which I have brought and on this ghat and bank upon which I have arrived. Tawarrada yatawarradu tawarrudan, from warada yuridu wurudan means to arrive, to come, upon which I have come. Musannif again is mutawazi. He's calling his kitab bakwas. That my kitab is only bakwas. But in this bakwas, I have hope that I won't be like kalbahisi an hatfihi bidhilfihi, like the one who searches for his death with his own hoof. Bahasa yabhasu bahsan means to search, and hatfun jama hutuf. Man mata hatfa anfihi. Hatful anf means death on the bed. So one who searches for his death, hatfun jama hutuf, death. Bizilfihi, zilfun means hoof. The reality behind this is that a person intended to slaughter his goat, but he couldn't find the knife. And he was searching around for the knife, and the goat was jumping around. and the knife was in the sand beneath his feet. So when he jumped around, the knife, became visible, and he saw the knife. Oh, churi to wahan padi hai. The knife is there, and he took that sword and slaughtered the goat. So he said, I won't be like the one who is committing a suicide by searching for his death with his own hoof. So, like meaning that I write this kitab, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala holds me to account, and I end up in Jahannam. This is searching for my death with my own hoof. وَالْجَادِعِ مَارِنَ أَنْفِهِ بِكَفِّهِ, and the one who cuts off the soft part of his nose with his own hands. جَدَعَ يَجْدَعُ جَدْعًا means to mutilate. And he cut off the nose, cut off the ears, cut off the lips, poke the eyes, cut off the fingers. This is called jada'a. So jadi' means one who cuts off and mutilates. Marin jama mawarin. Marin means the soft part of the nose. Upper part is hard and the lower part is soft. So cutting the lower part of the nose. There is some story behind it. Someone cut his nose off for some reason. So I won't be like the one who cut off his nose soft part bikaffihi, with his own hands. He took the knife and chopped it off and threw the piece away. Now this is injuring yourself. This is bad. So I hope I'm not going to be injuring myself. Otherwise, for ulhaqa. Because if I did do that, I will be joined. Lahiqa yalhaqu luhuqan means to join. I will be made to join. Al-haqa yulhiqu ilhaqan means kisi ko join karna mutaaddi. Then I would be connected with those who are al-akhsarina a'mala. This is reference to the verse of Surah Al-Kahf. قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا. Those who are the greatest losers with regards to a'mal. أخسرين plural of أخسر اسم تفضيل, and أخسر is from خسير يخسر خسارة, نقصان में पड़ना. With those who are the greatest losers and in greatest نقصان with regards to a'mal. الذين ظل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا, whose efforts went to waste in this worldly life. ظل يضل ضلالة, one meaning is gumrah ho jana, and second meaning is to lose out, who lost their effort. سعيهم سعي سعيا, to work hard in this worldly life. Their works in this worldly life went to naught and lost out, whilst they were thinking that they are doing good. يحسبون حسيب يحسبوا guman karna أنهم يحسنون صنعا, that they are doing good work. أحسن يحسن, to good. صنع يصنع صنعا يعني عمل يعمل عملا, to do something. बस यहाँ से बाद में पढ़ना, जल्दी से शुरू से तर्जुमा कर लो. और ये सब कुछ मेरे इस इकरार के साथ कि बदीउज़्ज़मान रहिमहुल्लाह ये फिनिशिंग लाइन पर सबकत करने वाले हैं, बड़ी बड़ी निशानियों वाले हैं. और ये कि जो कोई भी आपके बाद तैयार हो एक मकामा लिखने के लिए, भले उसको क़ुदामा इब्न मज़ून की बलागत दे दी जाए, वो चिल्लू नहीं भरेगा मगर आप ही के बचे हुए से, और उस रास्ते पर नहीं चलेगा मगर आप ही की रहनुमाई से. और अल्लाह ही के लिए इस कायल की खूबी है. बस अगर उसके रोने से पहले मैं रो पड़ता सौदा के इश्क के मारे, तो मैं अपने नफ्स को शिफा दे देता नदामत से पहले. लेकिन वो मुझसे पहले रो पड़ी तो उसके रोने ने मेरे लिए रोने को भड़काया. तो मैंने कहा फजीलत आगे बढ़ने वाले के लिए है, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि मैं नहीं हूँगा इस बकवास में जिसको मैं लाया, और इस घाट में जिस पर मैं उतरा उसकी तरह जो And all this is along with my admission that Badiuzzzaman rahimahullah is the one who is the forerunner to the finishing lines, and he is a man of miracles, and that whoever attempts after him to author and write one maqama, even if he was given the eloquence of Qudama ibn Maz'un, will not scoop except from the leftover of Badiu's Zaman. and will not travel on that route except under the guidance of Badi'uz Zaman. And for Allah is the beauty of the one who made this statement. So, if before her crying I had cried due to my love for Su'da, my Mahbuba, I would have healed myself before regretting. However, she cried before me, so her crying urged me to cry, and I said, the virtue is for the one who goes ahead. And I have hope that I will not be in this bakwas which I have brought, and on this ghat upon which I have arrived, like the person, like the one who searches for his death with his hoof, like that goat who searched for his death with his hoof, and like the one who mutilated the soft part of his nose with his own hands. Otherwise, I would be connected to those who are the greatest losers indeed, whose efforts in this worldly life went to waste whilst they were thinking that they are doing good deeds. बस बाद में पढ़ना, अच्छी तरह याद करके आ जाना, जाओ।